All right, folks, continuing our garden update on this Memorial Day. In North Texas, we're getting unseasonably high degree temperatures, close to the hundreds, and that will wreak havoc on a garden. Now, hopefully, our new methodology of Back to Eden, which this is a portion of my Back to Eden, we're planting directly in the mulch, of course, pushing the mulch aside to put some dirt, and then have the plant establish itself, and then cover it all back with the mulch. Hopefully this works, because 100-degree weather, your garden's going to suffer. Now let's just take a look here as an experiment. As I see the top of this mulch, it's very dry. The sun is bleaching my mulch. It's white. But if you start to pull this away, look at that. No more than, an inch underneath. Look at this mulch here. This is moist, folks. This is wet, damp, right? Not soaking, but as I kind of go further, it's hard because it's interlocking now. But as you go further, you're getting moisture. So even though we're getting 100 degrees, this mulch, well, is doing what it's supposed to do, and that is keep the roots in the plants cool and the roots moist. Now, in Texas here, North Texas, we got a lot of red clay. So by putting this mulch here, having it decompose, you're building the soil. And so by next year, when you put more mulch on top of this, the old mulch hopefully turns to good soil, and now you're building your soil. That's the intent. But so far, I think it's doing its job. These are some recent transplants from the big box stores. There's some ghost peppers and regular peppers and jalapeno peppers. So I've planted these in here, and they're established. There's some cucumbers back here and some white eggplant. But it looks like they're established themselves. Now, again, you're not supposed to have to water Back to Eden gardens too much, but, I got the irrigation, so I figure, well, why not? Make sure it does get water. This still is Texas. I want to make sure it does its job. So far so good, people. So I'm pleased. I put some new plants here because the garden keeps expanding and the grass keeps diminishing. So that's probably a good thing, because who wants just grass when you can have a garden? These are some new transplants that I put in yesterday. Some little ghost peppers. They're always so tiny. I always worry that, they don't seem to sell them big like a... Yeah, the ghost peppers are always kind of tiny compared to the other pepper plants, but they do get big eventually. It just, I guess, takes them a while. But anyways, here's some cayennes back there. You can see that it's got some cayenne peppers. They're growing, doing well. The eggplant hopefully is going to get established and take off. And then the cucumbers back here, baby cucumbers. So they're doing well. Mr. Fig Tree back here, he's got some yellow leaves here. You want to make sure he's getting the nutrients in the water. There's some figs, right? So that's good. But some of these yellow leaves, I have to make sure he's getting some nutrients. He's in this container, which is fine. It's a big container, but you got to make sure he's getting his feed. Now, this corner here was more of a second planting. This is more really the third planting of the Back to Eden. This is the second planting that I put some more eggplants, peppers, and tomatoes. They seem to be established well. Now, the one that was kind of the early disappointment is this section of the Back to Eden. So if you see this here, the plants are very small still. And we put them out in March. We've had some cold weather, but I don't know if I maybe did the right thing. Maybe I didn't give them enough dirt base from the mulch to get them established. They really were sickly looking. I've since been interspersing some new bigger plants in between them, because I'm reluctant to pull some of the other plants. I don't want to yank them, because I keep hoping that they'll pop back up, which some of them look like they are. Some of them look frail and tiny, especially the ghost peppers here. Again, frail and tiny, although they look like they're kicking in now. So we'll see, right? I mean, I'm giving them a chance, right? And so far so good. You know, I've got the hoop house still over the garden. If the sun gets too hot, I can put my shade cloth over this. I haven't had to do that yet. These are the white strawberries that growing, but there's some black spots on it. I got to get them out of this container. They overgrown it. I'll probably put them in a more permanent place, but they're doing well. And you know, the funny thing is, talking about life finds a way. As it was sitting over in this area, rogue strawberry, white strawberry plants got established in my mulch, and now it's doing runners. So you know what? Let it do its thing. Let it go and see where we go with that. Just don't step on it. So anyways, this corner of the garden, you know, not too bad. Better on this side than this side. This gets a lot of sun, folks. I mean, we're talking 100-degree weather now, and that sun comes up and it stays all day before it gets down behind those trees back here. But we get full day of sun, more than what we should. But they're hanging in there. Maybe the mulch is protecting those roots like they say. Alright, so that's this part of the garden. We'll do some more updates here in our third part.